All joking aside, I wouldn't actually cheat on my husband. He is a good guy, like he's good with the baby, he does his fair share of housework, but I noticed there's a little bit of a pattern about what housework he does and what housework he'll leave for me. So like, it's quite good, he'll load and unload the dishwasher, he'll do the hoovering, he'll do the laundry, so he'll use the washing machine. I think in his head he's like, I'm the master of these machines, they do the dirty work for me. You know, he's never doing anything that requires elbow grease, you know, which is exactly why he bought me a vibrator for my birthday. It was a little bit of a surprise when we found out I was pregnant. She was planned, but it just took us a long time. Not the act itself, that was just a standard sort of 20 minutes from finger to finish. But you know, we were trying for the baby's daughter. Incidentally, I do know it takes us about 20 minutes because we figured out we could order a takeaway, get down to it, and then be dressed again in time for the food to arrive. It is a little bit of a risky game though, you really don't want your Deliveroo driver to come first. That is the last time we invite Raoul in for a threesome. Yeah, so we were trying for a baby for a long time, and I think part of the reason why it took us a long time is that I have a very irregular menstrual cycle, so we never knew, you know, when to time it. Now, some people think that the lunar cycle, the phases of the moon, and the menstrual cycle are linked because they're roughly 28 days, but yeah, not mine. Mine's like, 35 days one time, 45 days the next. 239 days the next time. I think my body's like, yeah, fuck you, moon. Maybe we'll start acting like you when you let women on you. There has never been a woman on the moon, guys. It's very behind the times, it's very anti-feminist. It's got a worse admissions policy these days than a Saudi motoring club. Yeah. And do you know what? If the moon disappeared for 239 days, NASA would probably do a pretty good job of finding out what the hell happened to it. But I never got any answers about my menstruations, despite several emails to NASA. Now, back when I was trying to get pregnant, I read that groups of women, when they spend lots of time together, their menstrual cycles sync up. And I thought, well, if I could get synced with someone with a normal cycle, that might up my chances. Now, I work with a lot of women, so whenever any of them were sort of showing signs that they might be on their period, I used to just sort of like hang around with them, spend lots of time with them, ask them out for coffee at the weekend, just desperately trying to get our reproductive systems to sort of sync up, as if we're a pair of Wi-Fi sort of wireless speakers trying to link up via Bluetooth, or Bluetooth, if you will. And it obviously worked, because, you know, had the baby in the end. So, back when I was pregnant, I was worried about the birth, you know, as you do, it's pretty daunting, that birth looming. But I was kind of worried for all the wrong reasons. I was basically worried about all those people looking at the nether regions and kind of like what my lady garden was going to look like. Now, I'm a hairy girl. Back in secondary school, my nickname was Noelina, after Noel Gallagher, because we had the same eyebrows. Hence the fringe these days. Yeah, and you know, shaving, plucking, bleaching, it takes a lot. And back when I was pregnant, I couldn't quite get to that area. And it wasn't just the vanity of it. I was worried that, you know, if the baby inherited my Gallagher genes and came out with a full head of hair, how would the midwife tell when it was crowning? I mean, she pretty much would not be able to see the woods for the bush. Now, there was an obvious solution to this. I could have gone and got it professionally waxed, but I've never done that, you know. I just feel too ashamed. You've seen the people that work in beauticians. They are like preened and beautiful. I feel like taking my growler to the salon would be like taking a clapped out old Ford Fiesta to the garage. You know, like I'd open up, they'd take a look. Ooh. Well, I could do it for you, love, but it's not going to be cheap.